All right, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with South Florida's very own Steve Geffrard. What's up, man?
What up, man? How you doing?
Good. It's always good to talk to you. I mean, we talk all the time on Instagram, so I figure I might as well talk to you on video.
Yeah, I joined your live. Your live on YouTube the other day. I didn't even know you do it. I'd seen it on your story. I clicked onto it.
Yeah,
Subscribe.
I be doing them, but then sometimes like sometimes I don't post them on IG, so I'm trying to like do that. I'm trying to like promote myself more.
Yeah, no, I seen it. I was like, because I was like, yeah, I want to. I was like, I wonder if people are gonna talk about that fight anyways. With Beterbiev, that's like, I know everyone's talking about Spence and Crawford, but that's the fight I really want to see too.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know what? I was gonna ask you about that later on, but you brought it up. So if they ever fight, who would you pick?
I think I have to go with Beterbiev. I just think he's just. I mean, I sparred him for 5 weeks, and he's just so strong. I've been following him since the amateurs, and a lot of people are like, "Man, you're crazy for even going there to spar him." But I was like, I have to. I've been in camp with Kovalev, and he punched really hard. So I was like, I have to go and see if the power is real. I gotta see, how different it is. Kovalev hit hard, like his jabs were like most people's strong right hand,
Yeah.
and Beterbiev was just at the next level up from that. So
Yeah.
it was pretty crazy.
So you would say the power was real.
Oh yeah, it was real. And I mean, he doesn't have skill. He doesn't have the skill level like Beterbiev, but I mean Bevo,
Bivol?
but he like he knows his way around the ring pretty well. I mean, obviously he doesn't box on the back foot pretty well, but he's been in the ring. I mean, he's had hundreds of amateur fights, fought the best, and he knows enough to where like I was like, damn, it's gonna be hard for someone to take this type of power for 12 rounds with 10-ounce gloves on. So it was pretty insane. I mean, he is vulnerable, and he has a lot of different vulnerabilities, but that like to be able to take you gotta take a lot of damage to exploit those situations.
Yeah.
And think about it, like the guy go who did the best with him was possibly beating him on the scorecards. The what was he, Russian or something?
Who Vosnik?
Bosnick. He
Yeah.
never fought again, and he was doing very well. He never fought again, and I know he was training with Teddy Atlas. I don't know exactly what happened because I see him still sparring with Canelo and stuff, but I don't know if he went in there and Teddy said, "Hey, you might not be the same," because Teddy's big on that type of stuff. He could have
Yeah.
said, "Hey, you might not be the same again." Just you know,
Protecting his
just
fighter.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure exactly what happened because he still had a lot of fight left in him. I feel like he was boxing tremendously well. Could have been up on the scorecards. So it's crazy, like taking that type of punishment. Marcus Brown, he was doing pretty good.
I don't know what happened.
Oh yeah,
You
somebody
cut
was
out for a
trying to
second.
call me on Instagram. Yeah,
All right.
somebody was trying to call me on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. Let me exit off the app.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, like Marcus Brown, you see the guy had a hole in his head fighting Marcus Brown, and he was getting stronger. He was losing so much blood, but getting stronger
Yeah,
as
he
the
has a
rounds
way
went.
about rearranging his opponent's faces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane, man.
Yeah. Before we get into your career, because you brought it up, what would you say is the biggest difference between sparring the prime Kovalev, because I know you did a lot of work with him, and prime Beterbiev?
Well, Kovalev, obviously, he's got a little bit more ring IQ, a little bit more like you know, like he knows his range. He's fight boxing from a distance. Uh, Great jab, hell of a jab. His jabs can hurt you. Strong jabs. They feel like a lot of people's right hand, and he could use his footwork when he wants. He's got good boxing IQ, and but he doesn't fight on the inside very well. And when I was sparring Beterbiev at the time, he didn't box on the inside too well. I mean, I see he's gotten a little bit better. He that last hit he hit Marcus Brown with that last combo. It all started from the body, so he has been working on that. But you know, maybe it's like a European Russian thing. that they maybe that's like something that they. I've noticed. I've fought a lot of people during my boxing career. Like I've noticed a lot of the Cubans and Russian guys, European guys, they don't box on the inside as well. So I've noticed both of them have that flaw. But Beterbiev, I've been watching his fights. He seems like he's been getting a little bit better with that aspect of his career.
Yeah,
But
he's kind of like aging like a fine wine. It seems getting better with time.
yeah, exactly. I mean, he doesn't fight too much, so doesn't take too much punishment. His fights end fairly early. Um, but Kovalev, I mean, he's a boxer, you know. But Beterbiev's just a mean guy. I remember one day I was boxing really well against him, and and I just seen it in his face. He asked coach for another round, and he just tried to take my head off. I just see the anger in his face, you know. This is a guy who doesn't drink, doesn't put anything bad in his body, you know, because of his religion and stuff. And he just trained different. You know, after did a camp with him, I was like, man, I got to step up my game and the way I'm living outside the ring, because you have people that are punching like this and living so cleanly. You know, it's like, you know, it opens your eyes and just it's crazy. You know.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I guess my two follow-up questions to that would be: one, what did you do to piss him off? And two, were you not living cleanly outside the ring?
Oh, well, what I did was I was just boxing well, you know, just using. I'm like a smart boxer. I've already known about his power and stuff, so I was just boxing well, and I don't know, he just probably doesn't like that, not used to that, so
Not frustrated.
yeah, and I just probably like hit him a few times, and I don't know, he didn't even do bad. It was great sparring, and I don't know, he just wanted to have a perfect session, you know. He just looked pissed. I don't know. But he
Yeah.
just came. You know, the guy's a beast.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and no, I'm just saying, just, you know, just eating right and all that other stuff, you know, like this guy's not doing anything. I know he's real strict Muslim and stuff like that. So just little stuff, you know, when you get to that level, uh you don't want to just be like, okay, yeah, I have a fight. I'm just gonna get serious and eat right and don't go out and all that stuff just for the 8 weeks. When there's guys that are at that top level that do this year round, you know.
Yeah.
So that's
Absolutely.
pretty much what I was saying.
Okay. Well, with you, man, getting into you, the last time most people saw you, you fought Joe Smith Jr. for the world title, but you fought twice since then, and you've gotten 2 stoppage victories.
Yeah.
Where do you feel like you're at right now in your career?
No, I feel great. I mean, I have had a lot of inactivity in the past, so I still feel good, feel young. But now, you know, I have people that are moving me, and you know, I have opportunities, so it's a lot easier for me to train harder year round, and knowing that, you know, I have stuff to look forward to. You know, like around the time when I fought Joe Smith, I had lots of inactivity,
Yeah.
and I didn't even, you know, I was just not really in that mindset of, you know, the champion lifestyle and all that stuff. You know, that was the last call I was expecting to get, was to go fight for a world title, but it was too big of an opportunity to turn down. You know, like the kind of condition I'm at now, I was like I'm nowhere. The way I was in Joe Smith fight, I'm nowhere near as good as of a condition. Like how I am right now, I'm like ridiculous condition. Joe Smith, I'm like I'm looking at the pictures from my body now, and from then, you know, it's a big ass difference.
Yeah, like that. I was gonna ask about that too, because I mean, I follow you on Instagram pretty closely, and it seems like your body's in better shape. It seems like, you know, you've been training a lot harder. I know you can't always go by Instagram because Instagram is not real, you know,
Yeah,
per se, but it looks like you really are training harder.
yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm saying it looks like you really are training harder. Looks like you're
Oh
in
no,
better shape.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was in nowhere the right condition for that fight. You know, it was just one of those opportunities. I definitely wasn't living right and stuff, and I definitely didn't know that I was gonna have a world title fight. You know, like that's why I tell people. I was telling somebody today. I said, just knowing that you have a fight coming up, let alone a world title fight for Joe Smith, knowing it's his first world title defense. you gotta just think what his mindset was going into camp and working out and doing all that stuff. So it's a big difference.
Okay. I saw at the Delray Beach Boxing Club. You met Mike Tyson recently. What was that
Yeah,
like?
yeah, I met him before years ago when he had the Mike Tyson promotion.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but he was actually at my fight at the Delray Beach Tennis Center, and yeah, man, cool guy. He seems real chill, relaxed. Obviously, he loves boxing and stuff, so he popped into the gym, checked it out and stuff. He's watched me spar years ago. I'm not sure if he remembers me, but it was pretty cool. I mean, Mike Tyson's a legend. He's probably one of the most recognizable sport figures of our time. Like anywhere he goes, any part of the world, everybody's gonna know who that is. So it was pretty cool to have him in the gym.
He's probably one of the most famous people. Period. Like who doesn't know Mike Tyson?
Exactly. Like and back then when he was fighting, people were fighting. It's not like people were really world champions. Like it's not like now it's Vegas, Manhattan. People they were fighting in Indonesia, fucking they'd
Japan.
go to Japan, they'd go to Memphis, like random little states in the United States, like stuff that you don't really see now. If it's a major fight, it's Vegas, Manhattan, occasionally Texas. Because
L.A.
yeah, LA, those it's only three big places where they put the mega fights. But back then, they were having fights in Memphis and Oklahoma, like random ass places,
Yeah.
and it
South
didn't
Florida.
matter. Yeah,
We have more cards
exactly.
here.
So
Okay.
you
We
know,
got
I thought it was pretty cool.
we got some comments for you, Steve. My man Passionate Puncher says, "Let's run it back with Joe Smith Jr."
No,
Mm.
absolutely. I've got 2 wins since, and I'm hopefully gonna close out the fight. Hopefully, I'm gonna close out the year with one more win, and next year, probably fight in January, February, and then after that, I'm looking to step up in competition and be prepared this time. Don't want to get caught lacking anymore. But that's definitely a fight. I think it's a winnable fight for me, and that's definitely a fight I'd like to take again.
I remember when you fought your last fight. I don't know if you fought. Weren't you supposed to fight for like an IBF international title or something like that?
Yeah,
Wasn't that?
yeah, yeah. I was supposed to fight some guy from overseas, but the thing fell through, and the sanctioning fees were. I think it was gonna cost my people like 16 grand or something, but
Oh
it
my
was.
gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. It was gonna be a lot of money. It wasn't really worth it. So when it's time to happen, it'll happen. But I did get a WBA, NABA thing. So each fight will step it up, and then I'm sure they'll call me for one of those soon. I keep getting the wins. If I'm gonna be busy as much as I plan on being.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely want to fight Joe Smith again. That would be great.
Yeah, I want to see it because I remember when I first interviewed you years ago. You were like one of the things you said to me was I'm trying to sign with a big promoter and all these kind of things, and time went on, and then now you got the cover Joe Smith, and like I've been knowing you for years, so like I felt like that wasn't the best Steve. Just watching
Yeah,
you in the ring, that wasn't anywhere close to the best Steve.
no, absolutely. I mean, I wasn't prepared at all, but it was just one of those opportunities you didn't want to turn down. I tried my best, for the condition that I did have. But even after, it opened up a lot of doors. Like I'm with the guy that I'm working with now, Jeff Torres. He believes in me, even though after watching me lose, he still um, wants to invest money in me, keep me active. And actually, as a matter of fact, but I was injured because my shoulder was injured, my labrum from the fight. But they had called me to fight Colin Smith, I think, or Colin super middleweight. He's light
Yeah, yeah,
heavyweight now.
yeah. Callum Smith.
Yeah, yeah. He was a super middleweight champ,
When they call
but
for that,
it was supposed to be on the Tyson Fury card, like his last fight. Wait, what?
with Dillian White.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I was like, no, I'm not taking any more short notice fights or anything like that. And I was injured at the time too. But so at least my name's still in the mix. So I'm sure I'll get another opportunity.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. If you got the call for Callum Smith now with the condition you're in, how do you feel about that matchup?
Oh yeah, that's a great matchup. I mean, I still want to camp. You know, even though I am in great condition now, I think it's a whole different thing when you're training and you have something big coming up. So I would still want to camp and stuff. Like I'm not desperate to go and just take any short notice fight, but those are the type of fights I would like to get in there and do. But
Okay.
right now the thing is to stay busy because there's a lot of mandatories and all those type of things that are intact right now. So I just got to stay busy, keep getting these little fights. Because I felt like whenever I'm at my best is when I'm fighting a lot and staying busy.
Well, yeah, because when you're inactive as a fighter, the main thing you lose is your timing, right? Like you would say, like if you're
Yeah,
not active,
timing. Yep,
stamina.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But now I'm training year round. After both of those last two fights, I was back in the gym that Monday, and yeah, so I'm motivated. I'm ready. Make the best out of whatever time I have left in boxing.
Okay. My man Ray says, I think this is a Berlanga fight. I think a Berlanga fight would be nice for Steve.
Oh
Berlanga is a 68 pounder.
yeah, he's a 68 pounder, but if he moved up to
Okay.
75, I'd fight him. That's like my style is perfect. His style is perfect for mine. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a good chance to outbox him and really make a statement.
No, absolutely. That would be perfect. Like that's like those are my type of dream opponents. That style is perfect for me. I can
Ooh.
fight on the inside and box.
Hmm. Okay. My man Passionate Puncher says, less to learn. I bet you Steve stays ready now for show.
Absolutely, that's what I've been doing now. Like I'm in the gym twice a day, 5 6 times a week, and yeah, I'm not gonna get caught. I'm not gonna get caught lacking.
Okay. Um, is there a fight like ideally out there that you'd want? I know you want to fight anybody, but is there like a specific name you'd want like next? Because I know like on BoxRec, I was looking at the BoxRec light heavyweight rankings, and you're 87 right now. But then like
Yeah,
around 87, you got guys like just above you, you got Felix Valera at 73. You got the kid at Khalil Cole at 56. You got just below you like 99. You have Atif Overton, who's a good prospect. You got is there anybody you'd like to fight specifically?
yeah, yeah. I don't have any specific name, but obviously I would like to get another win or two, stay active and fight maybe Joe Smith again or something like that. Whatever fight that's gonna bump me back up to title contention.
Okay, okay. I know Steve, with you, like you had a decorated amateur career. You won the Triple Crown, and in the amateurs, what national PAL, national Golden Gloves, U.S. nationals,
Yeah, yeah,
all that stuff. What do you remember about your amateur career? Like, is there anything you remember specifically about your amateur career?
yeah. I mean, it was just fun. You didn't have to deal with business side of things and politics and all that, and managers and all that stuff. It was just you fight, you win. No money was involved. And it was just
Yeah,
you just fought for the love of the sport. And one, you get to travel. I know a lot of us boxers we come from poverty and stuff, so being able to go out of town and see these different states on these trips were always exciting for us. Even though it was like Denny's or something, to a lot of us, we didn't take shit like that for granted. So it was,
yeah, it was,
I just remember being excited to not be at home.
yeah, it's a big deal. Uh, what do you remember about the fight with Michael Hunter? I know you fought him a couple times.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know the first fight was at the Olympic trials. I broke my hand. Um, but I remember it was very hype. It was a big hype fight. I was actually just speaking to him the other day. But yeah, I just remember him being way too big. I shouldn't have even been fighting 201, but I didn't feel like losing weight, so I just fought 201. But I was eating breakfast before weighing. Those guys were coming down from two something, and I was really a 178 pounder. But I remember he
Yeah,
was fast. He was really fast, slippery, and speaking of Michael Hunter, he had sent me his. He's like ranked number one in the WBA,
yeah.
and he does a lot better at the heavyweight than he was at cruiserweight. He's a slippery guy. He could possibly be in some big fights soon. And give some guys some trouble.
I believe so. I remember the last time I heard he was supposed to fight. I think it was Huey Fury, and then I guess the fight fell out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
My man right here asks, why wouldn't you go down to 168 for that Belonga fight?
I mean, that fight was never presented to me,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I don't know if I would be. I barely. I mean, the other day I was 185, 8% body fat, and like I'm just walking around. I don't know if I could lose too much more weight.
Yeah, and shrink down. Yeah. You don't want to kill yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not afraid to fight anybody. I mean, I clearly think I showed that taking on a world title fight with a good puncher like Joe Smith on 8 days' notice, not being in the best of shape. So,
Nah, absolutely. Jesus says, what about Pharaoh Ahmed? I think he's saying Ahmed El Bialy. I know he's a South Florida guy. Would that ever be a fight? I don't know if you guys are friends, but
oh yeah, we were just speaking on DM today.
oh
We
really?
sparred. Yeah, we sparred years ago. That'd be. He's a real strong, good, tough fighter too. I think he told me he's fighting mid-December. I was just
He
speaking to him earlier today.
Yeah, I had him on here last night. He's fighting December 17th.
Yeah, yeah. I asked him who he's fighting. He didn't say though.
He doesn't know. He said it was a
Yeah,
TBA.
yeah. But no, he's definitely a really good fighter. He has a hell of a chin. I was at his fight when he lost to Pascal, and he's a tough guy. Good puncher. He's got a lot of knockouts.
Yeah, that'd be
He's a
that'd
hell of
be
a
that'd
fighter.
be a great fight for South Florida. You guys are both local guys. Be a fun fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. My man Joe DeRue says, how would you rate Joe Smith's power, and who would you favor in a fight between Joe Smith Jr. and Zorro? Okay.
Um. Joe Smith. Oh, it was good. I mean, I've been in with a lot of punches. It wasn't anything too crazy. Nothing that I wasn't used to. I mean, if you've seen, obviously I wasn't in the best shape. Uh, so I didn't really move that much after like a round or two, but um, it wasn't anything like crazy. It was he had good power, but I think he's just kind of relentless. He just keeps coming and stuff, so kind of builds on. But it's nothing nowhere near like Kovalev or Beterbiev
Yeah.
and stuff. And I think him versus Zordo would be a very exciting fight. That's like a toss coin. But Zordo is a little bit more busier, so I
And he's
don't
a
know.
southpaw too.
Yeah, he's a southpaw, but he's there to get hit. I could give Zordo the slight edge just because he throws a bit more, but they both take punches pretty well. That'd be a very exciting fight.
Yeah, be
Um,
one to
um,
watch for sure.
yeah, Bevo made him look very regular though.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's those guys at the top. Like I always say, like to be the best light heavyweight in the world, you got to be like the best fighter in boxing, like because that's what it requires. You have such great talent at the top.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
But yeah, no, those guys are tough. But yeah, I'm not interested in taking any last minute fights. I know like some fighters would do that for money and stuff, but I'm not worried about like money and stuff like that. I want to after doing that one situation. Uh, I yeah, I'll never do nothing like that again. But I just want to make sure I'm prepared and all this everything is right. This shit's dangerous. I mean, I haven't even heard anything from the guy who fought a couple weeks ago and he's
Oh,
in a coma.
it just came out today, actually. Eidos Shibasinuli. He's good now.
Oh, okay, cool. So he could talk and stuff regular.
Yeah, I heard he's out the hospital and he's doing well now.
Yeah, because I know some of my friends and people that know boxing, they're like, "You're nuts for even taking that fight with Joe Smith, 8 days notice. You were going out and stuff like that." And this is a guy who's very conditioned and can punch hard. You know how dangerous boxing is and stuff.
Yeah.
So
You were going out at that time, like wait, you were like partying and stuff? What were you doing?
yeah, I just wasn't living like a boxer, I would say, but I mean that's not the case now. But
Yeah.
I wasn't making excuses or anything. I just wasn't prepared. I wasn't training for a world title fight. And what's crazy is the owner of Delray Boxing, we were talking about the weight, and I was like, "Can you put my weight up a little bit? Because I'm not fighting for a world title or some shit like that." And then boom, I got a call for a world title. So
Yeah.
we're just talking about that the other day. So yeah, you just never know. You never know when the phone's gonna ring for something crazy that could change some life changing phone call. And you know how crazy this sport of boxing is. Look at Andy Ruiz,
Yeah.
uh, with his fight. He I think he was gonna fight for like 50 grand. He did that shit and what boom, 10 what he made like 8, 10 million or something.
Something like
And
that.
then
Yeah, because
and then came back and what doubled it, tripled another 20 million.
he was getting that Arab money. They fought out there in I think Saudi
Yeah,
in the
so what
rematch.
he made I seen Big Baby and I know he lost his hair and shit from that situation from losing
Yeah.
that opportunity with Joshua. I mean, he missed out on a good 20+ million dollars. So in this you gotta live clean and you gotta always be prepared because you never know what's gonna happen, you know?
No, absolutely, man. My man, Passionate Puncher, has a question for you, Steve. He says, Steve looks. Oh, no, that's not a question. He said it's a statement. He said, Steve looks ready and hungry for a fight. I hope to hear something soon.
Yeah. I'm gonna hopefully have something before the year's up. I was planning on fighting in January, but my manager said they're gonna hopefully get me something right before the year's up. So yeah, I'm excited about that. You know, just keep me active, stay busy, fight.
What's the lowest weight you've been in your career, Steve?
Um, I think I started boxing in my amateurs when I was 13 years old, like 132 or something.
Okay, so when you were youngin.
Yeah, when I was younger. But
Yeah,
I ended my amateur career at heavyweight at 201, but I really wasn't a heavyweight. I was like 15, 20 pounds lighter than everybody, but I just didn't feel like cutting weight all week. So, but I was still number one in America, so I just stayed at that weight.
and then you made it work for you.
Yeah, I just made it work for me, and I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have gone to the Olympics. Because think about it, I would have had to fight Beterbiev and those guys, Usyk.
Yeah, that
Like
that, that would have been crazy.
Deontay Wilder fought at 201, the same weight. Those guys are like huge.
So you've always been a little crazy. You've always been a little crazy, man. You're taking the Joe Smith fight on 8 days' notice. Then you campaigning at heavyweight in the
What'd you say?
amateurs.
What'd you say? Sorry,
I was
my
I was saying that you're good. I was saying that you've always been a little bit crazy, man, because like you're campaigning at heavyweight in the amateurs, and then you took Joe Smith Jr. on 8 days' notice.
yeah. I guess I am a little crazy, not too much.
I
You
got
know,
you.
I think I
Yeah,
hide it pretty well.
you do, man. If I never if I didn't know you, I wouldn't know you're a boxer.
Yeah, exactly. I think you got to be crazy to do this
You
shit,
do.
boxing stuff.
Think to be involved in boxing, period, like not even just as a fighter, just to be involved in boxing, period, you got to be a little bit crazy because such a crazy sport.
Yeah, and it's cool, seeing like all my friends and everybody that we came up. Like I said, we all of us from poverty and stuff. Seeing like Javante Davis, seeing like Earl and everybody,
Mhm.
my friend Hammer and stuff. And everybody's knowing some of them from some of the worst places in America, and now everybody's touching five. I mean, six-figure payday. Like what doctors people go to college uh, for
They're touching
years,
that.
touching 10 times more than that. I think a doctor, average doctor, probably makes like 250. You're making this in a night. I mean, obviously it's years to get to that. Seeing a guy like Javante, you know, and all those guys, Hammer and shit like that, like making fake paydays and stuff in the night. It's pretty fun to watch. Just seeing how everybody, all of us, come up and shit.
They just level up year after year.
What'd you say?
I'm saying everyone's just coming up and leveling up in life year after
Hello?
year. Hello, you hear me, Steve? You hear me?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Now
Yeah, I
I'm
can
just
hear you.
saying. I'm just saying, like you watching these guys level up year after year. You got as you guys come up.
Yeah, T.O., he's another one from down here too.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Steve, I know like you've been in the game for such a long time, so I wanted to ask you this question. Like some fighters fall out of love of boxing the longer they're in it. Do you feel like you still love the sport of boxing?
Uh, yeah. I mean, that's all I do is I'm always following it and reading Twitter and all that shit.
Yeah,
I love boxing as a sport too, but like I'm competing and stuff. You know, obviously with all the shit that goes on with it, there's times where I'm just like, fuck, I don't even know if I want to just continue to doing it.
yeah.
Like
You're like fuck boxing.
yeah, on that sense, because I feel like I don't need to. I feel like I have more options than a lot of some of these other guys that come from different parts of America and stuff. But uh um I don't know. I've always loved boxing though, and I feel like now I love it more. Like for a while when I was inactive and stuff, you know, obviously you get discouraged and stuff, but I feel like now I'm just 100% motivated. You know, I'm determined and just can't wait to get active this year.
Okay.
Next year coming up.
Next year, yeah, yeah, absolutely. My man Joe says, which light heavyweight in the top five do you think is the best matchup for you stylistically? So that what you got?
Honestly, I think Joe Smith would have been perfect. Honestly, but obviously because of the circumstances. But I think like flat-footed fighters and stuff is good. But I do like to fight on the inside. Um, but honestly, it doesn't matter. I think like a flat-footed guys are the best. You know,
Yeah,
you don't got to go find them.
they're gonna be there, and you can choose what you want to do. You can either box or brawl.
Exactly.
Okay, okay. Um, you mentioned Tank earlier. They're saying this whole Tank Ryan fight is gonna happen. What do you make of that fight?
Oh yeah, I think Jamonte's gonna ice him. I think it'll be interesting the first 4 rounds or so because Ryan is tall. He is a good puncher. He's got a lot of size and sneaky speed. But I think Javante, it's very rare you get a fighter with both that Tyson power and the ring slickness, IQ, and stuff. I mean, he just has an aura about him that everybody wants to see him. I mean, think about it. He doesn't talk shit or anything like that really too much and stuff. But like, I don't know. He just like his presence just demands your attention. And Ryan, obviously, he has the whole social media, the YouTube, all the girls and stuff. That's gonna be a blockbuster event. You know, I just seen that they signed. That's gonna be a lot of money in there.
Yeah, I know. I know. You go to a lot of fights because like. In fact, I was watching the pro box fights, like the last chance final, and I saw you sit ringside with you were there at Hammer.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm at every the UK, whatever. I'm on the floor watching. I didn't get floor seats for that Wilder fight, but I do like to go
Nah.
to all the big fights. I try not to miss any. You know,
Yeah, I know.
try not to miss
I
any.
saw you at a Katie. You were there
Oh,
at Katie
by the
Taylor.
way, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That was like the best live boxing event that I've ever been to.
You're like the seventh person that's told me that. Like the atmosphere was that great.
It was insane. Even the weigh-in was packed. I think like you know, in America we have in boxing period, but in America we have. I feel like there's a lot of haters and stuff. You know, a lot of small bickering stuff. But I feel like those countries like Ireland, the UK, even like Mexico and stuff, they really support people and their fighters. And like to see, I mean, Kay Taylor probably had more people fly over from the UK at her weigh-in than the other girl that lives right there in New York. I mean, the Ireland, they had a strong presence. I mean, the UK is so small; it's like way smaller than Florida, the whole country, and they're selling out. Anthony Joshua's selling out 20,000 tickets in a minute and a half. You know, or no, how
It's
many tickets?
insane.
70,000.
70,000. Yeah, if yeah,
Seventy
because
thousand
it's
tickets in a. You know, I know I hear people say that like blacks don't support other black fighters and shit like that, but in like America at least, you don't really get blockbuster gates like that here in America.
well, because most of the time I don't feel like the promoters they don't do the best job of promoting these guys and getting them active. You know, like look at a guy like Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis should be like one of the biggest things in boxing because he's so exciting. But like the dude only fought once this year, and he's probably not going to fight till January or February next year.
No, absolutely. No, you're right. I remember PBC used to have shows at the Florida Panthers Arena or wherever, like right here,
Yeah.
in South Florida, and I just remember because obviously I took marketing classes and stuff at my high school and shit. So I pay attention to those little details and stuff, and they wouldn't even have an ad in the newspaper that they're having shows, you know. So a lot of the seats at the Hard Rock or wherever, the Panthers Arena, they'd be empty, you know, and people just wouldn't know about it. It's not even that they didn't want to come; they just didn't even know that the events were going on.
Yeah, because what I found, right, when I talk to people who don't know anything about boxing, and I just simply show them fighters, they're like, "How have I never heard of this guy?" Like I have a friend, and I showed him like Jaron Ennis and Roman Gonzalez, and he's like, "How come I never heard of these guys?" And I'm like, "Because these boxing promoters are kind of lazy."
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah, for real. Like I bet Terrence Crawford, my friend Peter Dobson, he told me he went to spar.
I love Pete Dobson.
Yeah, he went to spar Terrence Crawford, who's one of I think they have him as pound for pound right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me he went back to New York and was like, "Yo, I'm sparring Terrence Crawford and shit." And everyone's like, "Who?" You know? But I think nowadays you have to have the whole total package: the social media, the shit talking. You know, gotta be the right race. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like either you're from the UK or you're from Mexico or something, you know, everything's got to fall in line so you can get, you know, that.
So you don't think you could be an American fighter, a Black American fighter, and be a box office star?
No, you could. Adrian Broner did it. He was a box office star, but I don't know. Everything just has. You have to have it all. Like everything has. You need to stand out. Everything has.
Steve, you cut out.
Like that.
You cut out.
You hear me? Like,
I hear you now. Yeah.
I said Terrence Crawford. Look at him. He's a great fighter, but not too many people know him because he's quiet. He doesn't really say much. You know, like. Then you have look at Rolly. You know, he's not the best boxer, but he's a good puncher. But he says some crazy shit every time he gets on the mic. He says some crazy shit.
No, he does.
Adrian Broner, how amazing was he? I know people in the UK said they would stay up just to watch his ring walk. You know, like
because it was an event. It was an occasion.
Yeah, he made everything an event. He had every rapper and stuff tweeting and talking about him. You know, I think it's cool too when they tie in the hip hop with the boxing. Is pretty sick.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, I feel like, you know, you got a point, but I genuinely feel like if guys like yourself and other talented fighters were fighting 3 or 4 times a year, then you wouldn't have to do all that stuff. You could still have a fan base. You would have.
I think Top Rank, if I was a young fighter, I would sign with Top Rank. I don't know if they pay as much and stuff. But one thing I do know is, like, especially Teofimo when he was coming up, like PBC and stuff, their fighters are fighting on Showtime. You need cable, like a special cable package to watch those fights. But ESPN is in every bar. You walk into a restaurant, a bar, they're playing it. I remember I was out on Las Olas at American Social or something.
Yeah.
And I look up on the screen and Tio's on the big screen. You know, like like it's in every home in America. ESPN. So it's easy to build a star on
Top Rank.
Obviously you have to do your thing when you get in the ring, but that's just, there's so many eyes on you, so many platforms, like such a big platform.
My man Joe says, I think the Khalil Cole will be a good fight. Great step up for Cole and a perfect matchup to end a highly touted prospect hype and shoot right up the rankings.
What weight is he? A super middleweight?
No, Khalil Cole's light heavyweight. He's like maybe got 4 or 5 fights. He's with Eddie Hearn.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm not looking to fight anybody with 4 or 5 fights. I'm trying to get in the mix with the guys. But I think I've seen him fight.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's solid.
yeah. I mean, if they're trying to rush him, I guess. I don't know.
If you get the call, you get the call, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Steve, I pretty much asked you like everything I wanted to ask you. I don't want to hold you up much longer because I know you're on the move right now.
All right, man. Well, thanks
But
for having me. What is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yeah. It'll be there. Yeah, it's on YouTube. So yeah, I'll definitely like.
How many subscribers you have now? I think you went up, right? You should been going.
I have 47,573.
Yeah, you're doing good. You're getting that YouTube money.
Yeah, man. Slowly but surely, man. Trying to get to where I want to be.
I feel you, man. Keep grinding, man. I see you at all those Panthers games.
yeah, man. Hopefully, I get to go to one soon. But
yeah, I've never been to a game, but I really want to go though because I see they look pretty exciting.
Oh no, we should go one day. We should go.
All right, cool. DM me.
I'll DM you. All right, Steve.
All right, man. Thanks for having me. Peace.
All right. So there you have it, man. Steve Geffrard, one of South Florida's very own, man. I'm I love Steve. Feel like, when I first started covering boxing, he was one of the guys that locally, he was he's a name here, and I want to see Steve do well because as you guys saw for the last 40 minutes or so, however long he was on here, he was really down to earth guy. It really seems like he's in a great place. The Joe Smith loss didn't ruin him. I feel like it actually was a wake up call for him to really be his best self, and he's won 2 fights by knockout since then. He's trying to get one more fight in as the year ends, and yeah, man, Steve Geffrard. I think 2023 could be a really good year for him just because of how I see him training all the time. So yeah, that was Steve Geffrard. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll definitely be chopping some of this up and getting it out on the channel. But yeah, man. Before I end the video, I'm gonna get to like one last comment. But before I end the video, tomorrow, guys, I'm gonna be live twice tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna be live in the afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be interviewing Mickey Bay at 1 p.m. So tune into that tomorrow, Mickey Bay at 1 p.m. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern, I'll be interviewing Atif Overton. So Mickey Bay at 1 p.m., Atif Overton at 9 p.m. And yeah, be there or be square. You guys should see the videos scheduled soon. So make sure when you see them scheduled and you see the little notifications, set your reminders and join tomorrow for that. But last comment, and then I'll go ahead and I'll get up on out of here. CW1983 says, hope you're doing well, BT. It was great to see you on the Punch Perfect show with Jamie yesterday. Yeah, it was great. Shout out to Punch Perfect Boxing. Great guy. About 5,000 subscribers and all about to be at. So, happy for him. It was great to be on there. And yeah, I'm going to probably bring him on here one day, So, yeah. But listen, guys, on that note, hope you guys enjoyed the interview with Steve Geffrard, one of my friends in boxing. And yeah, make sure you guys take care. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.